So if you're interested in trading futures, there's been a lot of funded programs popping up lately, and I see them advertised. And I personally use some. I actually use this one right here that I'd like to do a quick review on, just some of the plans that they offer and how to get the best bang for your buck the first go around. There's currently, it's like an 80% off sale with 80% off recurring charges. Now, I've taken this before, the initial testing phase. I failed a couple times as well due to certain things I didn't really understand. And they have videos that walk you through this, but they're not easy to understand if you've never done it before. So I'm hoping that I can kind of bridge that gap between you and programs like this one. But essentially what they do is they give you an account, and in the account you'll have a certain dollar amount, and you'll have a profit or price target to increase the account to. And if you increase it to that amount without failing any of the requirements, then you will be given a live funded account. And then you have to do it again. And then once you've increased the balance and ran it up, let's say, and mind you, it's a lot harder than it sounds. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard they actually make more money from people resetting their accounts than they actually have spent in payouts. So, I don't want to make this sound like this is something that's easy to do, but I just want to cover things that I learned along the way. So this is what they advertise. You have minimum trading days. You can qualify with as little as 7 trading days. This has recently changed. It used to be 10. Okay. So you had to at least make 1 trade a day for 10 days and hit that amount. They have a trailing threshold. This is the main one I want to go over with you guys. They have a trade any day, 23 hours a day. It's just from 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. You cannot trade. They used to fail you if you didn't close your trades in this time. This has recently changed now. It will auto close for you. Maximum position size, and then a simple step. Okay. This is not something you can do mobile, right? Unless you remote desktop into your computer, you need a desktop computer to do this because of the applications that it makes you download and you have to use. But this is how it'll work. Let's just start off with the basic one. You got the $25,000 full. So they'll start you with $25,000. Okay. The most you can trade is 4 ES contracts. It's 4 minis or 20 micros. Now with that $25,000, they want you to hit 1,500 profit. So that means you need to hit $26,500 in order to pass. You have a $1,500 trailing threshold. Okay, now I'm going to cover that in a minute. There's no daily drawdown. There's no scaling penalty, and you do get Ninja Trader, and the real-time data fees for free. Okay, disregard these. These don't really matter. So the thing that matters here is this trailing threshold. So they have videos on their website explaining it, but it doesn't really do a good job. Okay, because if you already don't know what you don't know, I should say. So if I have a $1,500 trailing threshold, just for easy math, we're going to do, let's say I put on a trade and I make $500 profit, all right, unrealized. So now my $25,000 is now $25,500, okay, and then I adjust my stop. Let's say I adjust my stop to break even. It comes back, it takes me out at break even. Okay, fine, I'm still at 25,000, you'd think. Well, not really, because that trailing threshold is going to go up to your peak balance. So now your trailing threshold is going to be $1,000. So now, in order to fail this, right, you had your 25,000 minus 1,500. Well, because your account increased, it's going to increase with it. So now to fail, right, it's going to be $25,000 minus $1,000. So $24,000 is your fail. So now if the next trade you put on, you end up losing $200, well, now it's getting tight. And it's almost like there's like psychology behind it where you feel like the wall's closing in on you from both sides, and it can make you take bad trades. So this is what gets people the most, is this trailing threshold. Okay, now as you go through and you go into the larger sizes, like this profit goal and the trailing threshold is going to increase. Yeah. But if you go down here at the bottom, not many people notice about this one. This is 100K static. This works just like a brokerage. All right. You're allowed to trade two minis, 20 micros. You're looking for $2,000 profit. Total drawdown $625 with no trailing threshold right here. None. So I run it up to, let's say I hit the 1,200 profit goal. My trailing threshold is still just going to be 100,000 minus 625. Okay. It doesn't move with the account. And so this is really nice for people who are having issues with this trailing threshold. Now, out of all of these, I have taken the 25. I've passed it. I did that the first attempt. The 50,000 took me 2 attempts. 75,000, I did it on, I think it was the first one. The 100,000, I had to do a reset. The 250K full, I ended up passing. The 250K full, I passed the first time, but then I failed on the second part because it's really hard to get through with the trailing threshold, but it's even harder to do it twice in a row. You got to be careful. And from my experience, where they got me is with the contract size, right? So my positioning wasn't correct for the account because the profit goal is 15,000. But if you're risking, at 27 minis, will make you think, okay, well, I could do 10 minis, no problem. Well, not really, because you're drawing on 6,500, right? And you're talking, it's $50 a handle, right? So if you're doing 10, that's 500, 1 point. You go 1 point in the red and you're down. And it can, with the volatility we've had lately, it can be crazy. So I would advise you to never go above 2 minis, no matter the size of the account. And obviously I would even go down. So like you're allowed 4, I'd use, 1,500, I'd use 1. All right. 10, I'm still using 1. Now the 75, you could probably do 2, but I would keep a tighter stop on that. I would never let it go more than 5 handles against me. All right. So you need to be very precise. And they say they don't reward scalping or like super fast trades, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's a math game, right? Either you pass or you didn't. Okay. They're not going to say, hey, you got the 15,000, but we don't like the way you did it in. No, that don't matter. Like, pay me, right? Because once I get past that point and I'm eligible for my first payout, which will happen 10 days after you become funded, you can take your first payout. The first $25,000, you can take out 100% of it, and you can do this twice a month. All right. So I just want to let you know that, and the 300,000 I haven't taken. So at one point between all the accounts, I was up close to 1 million funded. And actually since then I've lost a few of them. Right. And I consider myself to be a pretty good trader, right? I'm profitable. But I found this to be extremely difficult, and it was mainly just learning the rules that I had to follow. All right. Now, evaluation resets. You're gonna get familiar with this real quick if you're not understanding how these work. So it's $80 for a reset with no limit. Now get this. When you first take this, you have I think it's like 30 days. You have 30 days from the time you buy it to pass. All right. And you had to trade 10, now it's down to 7 days. But let's say you're 7 days in and you're not at your profit goal. Okay. Well, now you're getting closer to the end of your 30 days. You're still not at your profit goal. Maybe you're even in the red and you're in your drawdown. Okay. You can pay $80 to reset it. Or if you fail from hitting a trailing threshold, you can pay the $80 to reset it. But if your timing on the amount of time that's left in the month doesn't line up, then you're better off canceling and restarting under a new account, right? Because it's $80 for a reset, no limit. All right, well, let's just do the math on that. If I do the 100K full, it's $207 a month. Let me just click on this. And Oh, I got to input this information. Well, anyways, there's a code, right? It's a coupon code, save 80. So 80% of that will be off. So let's just say it's, for easy math, $200 a month. So that's 20, 40. So it's 40 bucks. $40 for me to get this. Okay, boom. I paid the 40 bucks. I'm in. I fail. Well, it costs $80 to reset it. Okay, well, why would I do that? Right? I'd rather cancel the account and then restart over with the $40 payment using the code. So, and this code is active until, what's today? Today's the 29th. It's like a Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. What am I thinking? It's good until the 9th. And the coupon code is called SAVE80. I'll post it down in the description so you can use it if this is something you're interested in. But a lot of people, and let me just say, if you do use it, I do get some of the money. I think I get like $5, every time someone signs up. So, but use the coupon code, right? Because even this 300,000 full is $657 a month. Well, if you're not a profitable trader, but you want to give it a shot, even though it's paper trading at first, it feels real, but 80% off $657 a month is quite a bit of a discount. And if you fail that, you don't want to get hit the recurring price, especially if it's full price. But with this coupon, it's 80% off. So, but anyway, so how it works is you select your plan, then it'll give you a bunch of information, and there's videos on how to download it. But you'll pretty much end up downloading an app called Rhythmic, and then you'll download an app with Apex Trader, and you'll end up linking them with the keys. There's not much content online about NinjaTrader 8, but I would devour as much YouTube content as you can to understand how to at least set up like OCO orders or setting up, trailing stops and, just things like that. And the indicators, they're not really all that great. Now you can pay full price for a lifetime membership, and it'll give you reduced commissions and stuff. But I really would not start with that unless you can prove that you are a profitable trader using this. So last month there was 4,032 PAs funded. I'd love to see the number of how many failed, because I bet it would be 40,000, right? At least a multiple of 10. So, I think it's a great utility. If I was starting off today and I was completely broke and fresh out of high school and I had $300 to my name and I needed money, this is probably where I would start. But I also have the experience behind it. So if you're just ripping through hundreds and thousands and however much money on your normal account trying to day trade futures, I would just stop that, use this, play with their money. The most you can lose is the initial amount you pay, right? Well, anyways, I hope this helps out. If you guys actually end up enjoying this, maybe I'll do some live videos of setting up trailing stop and things of that nature. But I know this was a path I went down when I had a bunch of buddies doing it. All right, well, I'll catch you guys on the next one.